So I've been reading all these books about self-help and life, and almost every one of them says you need to live every day like it's your last. So today I laid in bed all day hooked up to a heart monitor with a morphine drip. Where I work for my day job, it's in a really shitty neighborhood. And then in the employee manual it actually says if you're going to work late at night, they don't want you just walking out of the building. They said you should call and get an escort. So I called the other night when I was working there, and boy, you should have seen the look on the security guard's face when he found me laying naked on my desk. So do you think people with OCD always have anal sex? I got sex on the brain because I've been watching a lot of porn. But not just any porn. I've been watching a lot of midget porn. Yeah, I love those little fuckers. They're adorable. And I'm learning a lot. A bunch of things I've learned. Let me give you some examples. One, they almost never 69. I don't know if they're not tall enough or long enough, but it's always like a 53 or a 54. If you're 7 feet tall and you want to get a blowjob from a midget, somebody's going to have to put her up to it. And risky sex for a midget is putting the condoms on top of the refrigerator. If a midget marries a bunch of midgets at the same time, do you think they still call it bigamy? I just had to ask. But yeah, I'm really loving the little people porn, and that's fun to say. Some of my favorite movies, Not So Deep Throat, I really like that one. Big Boobs, Little Dudes, Volume 8. Make sure it's Volume 8. Because there is a head-slapping scene in there that is just so precious. And of course, my all-time favorite, the classic, Little Debbie Does Dallas. That's right, it's a porno and it's a snack cake. Every time I watch it, I want to stick my mini penny in a mini donut. So I came downstairs this morning, and I looked at my girlfriend and I said, "Hey, do boy spiders have penises?" And she was like, "Why the hell would you want to know that?" I said, "Because I was up in the shower. I was getting all scrubby-dubby. And I looked up on the ceiling, and there was a little spider watching me. And if it was a boy, and he had a penis, he wasn't very excited to see me naked." That's a really stupid joke. It is. Because I don't care if it's a boy or a girl spider, because I'm bi-erected. Went to the mall the other day, and I was walking down the mall, and this guy from one of those cell phone kiosks comes running after me. He's like, "Hey, sir, can I talk to you about your mobile plan?" And I said, "Dude, I don't have a cell phone." And he looked at me and went, "What?" I said, "No, and I don't think I'll ever own a cell phone." And he went, "What?" I said, "You want to know why?" "Because I can use mental telepathy." And then I stared at him and did this. And then he just looked back at me. I goes like, "Did you get that?" And he said, "No." And I went, "What?" Anybody having a birthday? Anybody? Nobody. Well, anyway, you remember when birthdays used to be really simple? You got like 10 or 15 birthday cards. Your mom, your dad, Aunt Ethel showed up. There were cake and presents. Now, if you don't get 200 happy birthday wishes on Facebook, you are a fucking loser. And what makes it worse, it's a happy birthday with an obligation. Because you either have to, like back or send them a quick note before they defriend you. I mean, when I was younger, my mom used to give me 2 months to send out my thank you notes. Dear Aunt Ethel, thank you very much for the lovely banana hammock. It really matches my eyes. One of the things that I also dislike about Facebook is finding out how religious people are after you friend them. It drives me nuts. I had this one friend that I'd known forever, and then she posted one of those memes, memes, whatever you want to call them, and it said, "Prayer is the key to heaven." but faith unlocks the door. Now I thought about that for a minute, and then I typed underneath, why the hell is the door locked? What is heaven in Newark? Actually, I think heaven's kind of like the rest of us. They lock the door because they don't want to deal with those goddamn Jehovah's Witnesses. Moses, get away from the window. Don't let them see we're alone. Gabriel, ixnay on the trumpet playing. Hey, somebody over there. Can you turn off the sun? What I like to do when the Jehovah's Witnesses come to my door, I like to greet them dressed as Jesus. And then I just berate the crap out of them. So, where were you? You know, at my trial. You were a witness, for Christ's sake. Things could have been so much different. I needed you. Do you think the guy who was the last guy putting Christ up on the cross, putting those last few nails in, just tapping them in, ever looked right up at him and went, YOLO! God, I hate that phrase. You know this phrase, YOLO? You only live once, Y-O-L-O? Now when people say this to me, I just push them right in oncoming traffic. If they don't survive, I go, hey, you were right. So much of what we do up here, and the other comic can probably attest to that, is writing. So much of this is writing. And I fear writer's block. Oh. So a buddy of mine said, hey, no worries. Get yourself a little notebook and a pencil. Keep it by the side of your bed. And when you wake up in the morning, before you do anything else, flip open that notebook, write down the first thought in your head, close that notebook. Do it for 30, 40 days. You're going to have comic gold. So sure enough, I did this, and then, of course, writer's block. It hit me. Didn't have a joke, didn't have a punchline. So I ran to my little notebook, and I picked it up, and I flipped open and started looking at every page. And they all said, oh God, I gotta pee. Oh God, I gotta pee. No, really, oh God, I gotta pee. I'm Brian Gerard. Thank you very much.